Hello students. In the previous class we had looked at the partial fraction method, case 1, where we are having linear and distinct or simple poles. So here we had two different distinct poles, and for partial fraction we had split them up into this form. And then to find a and b we had used certain formula, and based on that we had done an example. Today we are going to look at the other cases. The second case is the case of repeated poles, wherein you may have a Laplace transform which is of the form f of s is equal to, in the numerator, polynomial p of s divided by a simple pole and a set of repeated poles. Okay, so if I am going to try to find out what are the poles here will be, one is s plus a, therefore s is equal to minus a is one of the poles. The other poles are s is equal to minus b, how many times? N times. So totally how many poles are there here? Totally there are n plus 1 poles. One is for s plus a and the second one is, and the other remaining n ones are s is equal to minus b. So there are n plus 1 poles. In previous case, how many poles were there? Here there are 2 poles, or it can be even 3 poles. Okay, there can be 2 poles or even 3 poles. So now we are coming to this situation, and wherein we want to find out, or we want to split this one up. So how do we do it? The simple method is, by partial fraction expansion, we can write this as, by partial fraction expansion, we can write this as f of s is equal to a by s plus a for the simple pole, and for the multiple pole what we have is b by s plus b, but it is s plus b raised to power n. So I will write b1 divided by s plus b, b2 divided by s plus b raised to 2 or square, plus b3 divided by s plus b the whole cube or raised to power 3, plus like that I will take it all the way up to n. So s plus b raised to power n. Now, just like what we had here, do we have equation for solving to find the value of a and b, or a, b1, b2, b3? No. Here we employ a different method. That's why we have taken this as case 2. So how do we solve this? To understand that, we'll have to do a problem. So the question is, find the inverse Laplace transform of, find the inverse Laplace transform of a function s plus 2 divided by s square into s plus 3. So you can see that how many poles are there. So solution is, first is number of poles. How many poles are there? Number of poles 3. Where are they? one is at s is equal to minus 3, the other two is at s is equal to 0, 0, because s square na. So s is equal to 0 is 1. If you are having s square, it is s is equal to 0 comma 0. So there are three poles. One is at minus 3, another one at 0, the third one also at 0. That is why it is called as repeated poles. That's why we call it as repeated poles. Why? Because here 0 is being repeated. Okay. So, okay. Now, by partial fraction method, by partial fraction, what I can write it is, what I can write this one as is, this is going to be, so s plus 2 divided by, let me write this as f of s. Okay. So I will write it as f of s, and now I will write it as a divided by, looking only at the denominator. I am not looking at the numerator, I am only looking at the denominator. So let me write the function again. So it is s plus 2 divided by s square into s plus 3. Okay, and that can be written as a1 divided by s plus a2 divided by s square. See what I have done for s square, I have split it up as s, then s square. If there would have been s cube, then I would have written plus a cube divided by s cube. So whatever is the repeated poles, those repeated poles I will write it in such a way in this expansion form. Okay, so here it was a square, so I wrote it for the case of a, plus b divided by s plus 3. Now I can write it like this, or for having more clarity, because I am going to write it in the form of an equation, I can even write it like this. This is B and here is C. There is no problem. You can write A, B, C, you can write L, M, N, you can write any, you can name that numerator as anything. You can write it as A1, A2, A3, you can even write this one as A1, this one as A2, this one as A3. Or you can write this one as X, this one as Y, this one as Z. You can write it any which way you want. The only thing is that you have to find out those values. So here I am going to write A, B, C. I just didn't want you to get confused that you are writing B1, B2, B3. It's just naming them. That's all. So I have written three distinct values A, B, C, and now I need to find it. So what is it that we do here is we do the cross multiply. Okay, so what I see here is I am having s plus 2 divided by s square into s plus 3 is equal to, now I am going to do cross multiplication. I am going to write, so here see s is already there, so if the denominator has to be s square s plus 3, then with a I will have to multiply s and s plus 3 plus b into, this is s square, so for having the denominator s square into s plus 3, b should be multiplied with s plus 3, and for c it will come just s square. Some of you might be having a doubt. See, what I have done is cross multiplication. If suppose I am having a divided by s plus b divided by s square, then for making the denominator common, what I generally do is I multiply this one with s and also the numerator also with s. So the denominator and numerator I multiply with s. So I will get as plus b, and now the denominator is common, so I can write it commonly as s square. The same thing we have done here, wherein we are having 3. So if I am having a by s plus b by s square plus c by s plus 3. For making the denominator common, what I will do is I will multiply here, I will multiply this one with, for making it same denominator, I will have to multiply it with, in the denominator with s into s plus 3, and numerator also s into s plus 3. Then now the denominator is s square into s plus 3, which is going to be the same denominator as this one. Here what should I multiply with? I can multiply here with s plus 3. Similarly, numerator also I will multiply with s plus 3. So now I am having the denominator s square plus, s square into s plus 3. Here what should I multiply with? I should multiply with s square in the denominator, s square in the numerator. So now here also the denominator is going to be s square into s plus 3. And that is what is written here as the denominator. And whatever comes in the numerator, which is a into s plus 3 plus b into s plus 3 plus c into s square, that is going to be the numerator. And that is what we have done here. It's just for the benefit of those who don't understand this concept. Okay. So now the denominator is common. So to find a, b, c, I can write out, therefore s plus 2 is equal to a s into s plus 3 plus b s plus 3 plus c s square. Why? Because the denominator is common, there is nothing to equate there. Only what we have to do is we have to make the numerator equal. So now from here I can write this as a s square plus 3a s 3as plus bs plus 3b plus cs square. Okay, that is s plus 2. Now s plus 2 is equal to, now I will group all the power terms together. For example, s square and another s square is here, so I will write a plus c into s square. After s square it is s, so this is s, this is s, so I will write 3a plus b into s plus, now is there any s raised to power 0, it is 3b. So as you can see, what we have done is we have combined the values with same power. So s square I have combined together, s I have combined together, s raised to power 0, which is 1, I have combined together. So I have not written here s raised to power 0. So from higher you come to the lower power. Okay, once we do that, now I can say by looking at the equation, so from equation, see the power of s square, is there any power of s square here? No, but I can see that here I can write s square into 0. Okay, s square into 0. So therefore I will get AC is same as 0. So a plus c is equal to 0. What I have done? I have equated the coefficient of s square. So from equation, equating coefficient of s square, s and s raised to power 0, s raised to power 1, s raised to power 0. So if I am going for s square, then I am having no s square here, so it is 0 into s square, so it is a plus c is going to be equal to 0, which is going to be my first equation. Similarly for s raised to power 1, it's 3a plus b, so 3a plus b is, here it is 1, so that is equal to 1. So this is going to be your equation 2. And similarly, the third equation is for coefficient s raised to power 0. Here 3b is equal to 2. So I will write 3b is equal to 2. So this is my third equation. Now see, these are all the simultaneous equation for finding out the values of a, b, c. So I can write these individually as equations and use a calculator to solve it. So I can rewrite this equation as a plus 0 into b plus c is equal to 0. Okay, let me write it correctly. So I can write it as a plus 0 into b plus c is equal to 0. This one I can write it as 3a plus b plus 0c is equal to 1. Okay, and this one I can write it as 0a plus 3b plus 0c is equal to 2. And now I am having the coefficients as 1, 0, 1, 3, 1, 0, 0, 3, 0, and here 0, 1, 2. So now I can use a calculator for solving how many unknowns? 3 unknowns. So similar to what we have done previously to find out mesh current I1, I2, I3, just like that I can use the calculator to find out the value of A, B, C using calculator. There is no need for me to solve it using any other method. But I will not use that. You can try for these coefficients. This is 1, 0, 1. Okay. And here it is going to be 0. For the next one it will be 3, 1, 0, 1. Similarly 0, 3, 0, 2. You try to use a calculator, you will get the same answer to solving it in a different method, because here the equation is very simple. There is no need for me to use a calculator. So how do I solve this? So I will write here from 3 I can directly say b is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, now if b is equal to 2 by 3, from 2 I can say 3a plus b is equal to 1, but b I just now found out is 2 by 3. Therefore 3a plus 2 by 3 is equal to 1, or a is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3 divided by 3, which comes out to be 1 by 3 divided by 3, which is 1 by 9. So therefore a is equal to 1 by 9. Okay, and then I am having from 3 it is a plus c is equal to 0. Therefore c is equal to minus a, which is already we have found out value of a, which is 1 by 9. So it is minus 1 by 9. So I have found out the three values. I have found out the three values of a, b and c. And now let me create some space. So now I will write the original partial fraction what I had got, which was basically this one. This one I will rewrite, but now I will substitute the values of a, b, c. So how do I get it? Therefore fs is going to be a, which is 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 divided by s plus b. What is b? B is 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 divided by a square plus c. C is what? Minus 1 by 9 divided by s plus 3. Okay. Therefore, f of t, now you can take the Laplace inverse. We know that the Laplace inverse of 1 by s, the Laplace inverse is going to be, e raised to, t u of t. No, sorry, only u of t, sorry. So only u of t. I have to look at the chart. Always I look at the chart. So it is 1 by s is u of t, 1 by s square will be t, isn't it? So that same thing I will use here. So f of t will be equal to, so 1 by 9 is the coefficient, so I will take 1 by 9 u of t plus 2 by 3, 1 by s square is going to be t u of t, and similarly this is going to be minus 1 by 9 1 by s plus 3. What is 1 by s plus 3? Let me again look. 1 by s plus 3, yeah, this will suit. The fifth one will suit. This one. So s plus 3 means it will be e raised to power minus 3t. So I will use that, and I will write this one as e raised to power minus 3t u of t. Okay. So this can be written also as 1 by 9 plus 2 by 3t plus minus, minus 1 by 9 e raised to power minus 3t, and then write u of t as common, or I can write for t greater than c. You can write any of the way. Okay, so that is what is going to be the answer. So this is how we solve it. We basically solve it by cross multiplying it. The same technique can be used for the other cases also, and the same technique could have also been used for this case. Here also you could have done, here also for the case of simple poles, here instead of writing this formula, you can do this. You can do the cross multiplication and write a into s plus b plus b into s plus a, and the denominator will be s plus b, and that is going to be equal to p of s. And do it. For example, let us do this problem. So here it was 2, which we had written it as a by s plus 2 plus b by s plus 3, correct? So I could have written a into s plus 3 plus b into s plus 2, and that is going to be equal to, what is the numerator here? It is 2. So I could have got a plus b is into s plus 3a plus 2b, and from here using the simultaneous equation I could have again found, but there is no need for doing for the case of simple poles, because for the simple poles you are having a simple equation. Okay, but we could have done that same method. But when you are having repeated poles, this is the technique. Now, is there any equations for solving this? Yes, there is an equation for solving this, but that is a little bit complicated. Differentiation is all involved. So I will not ask you to study that method. This method will be enough. Next, we will go for the third case. So case 3 would be for the case when the poles are quadratic, or what I will say is complex, and they are distinct. Okay, and they are distinct. So how do we do that? Again, the function may be of such form that you are having some numerator polynomial p of s, and now in the denominator it is some quadratic form. For example, s square plus as plus b. Okay, and then here we are having s square plus cs plus d. So when you have this complex form, what is going to be the poles? The poles, if you would try to find out for such a case, you will always get the poles for one quadratic equation. You will get s is equal to, let me write it in these terms, you will get it in complex form as x plus jy and its conjugate x minus jy. Similarly, for the second equation, you will get another set which is, let us say, L plus Jm and L minus Jm. So you will have poles in complex pairs. For each quadratic equation, it will be a complex pair. Now, see, this can be 3 plus J2 and 3 minus J2, or it can be only 3. That means what? That means it is 3 plus J is 0, and this one will be again 3 minus J0. So you can have, instead of complex, 2 real values also. Or it may be only imaginary values. That means you may have 0 plus J5 and 0 minus J5. So which is actually written as J5 and minus J5. So all in all, we will say that it is going to be complex. Generally, the real values won't be there, but complex and pure imaginary values would come. And that is, we have to look at it case by case. But anyway, when you have got these kind of complex poles coming, how do we do it, or how do we solve this? For understanding that, we'll have to do a problem. But before that, let me first write how do we split up and write this one. So I will write f of s can be written as capital A. Now look here, capital AS plus B divided by one of the poles, which is s square plus AS plus B, plus CS plus D. So up till now we were writing only either A, or we were writing B or C, but now in case of quadratic equations in the denominator, or quadratic factors, or poles which are having complex values, or which can have complex values, we will always write them as, in the numerator we will write them in this form. Okay, so it is going to be like this. So this is the form we have to write for a quadratic one. Remember this. So let us do a problem to understand how this is going to be. Okay, so I will write here. So let me write the problem. So question: find inverse Laplace transform of 3s plus 1 divided by s plus 1 into s square plus 2. Now you might be thinking, sir, you said it's a quadratic equation, but here it's not a quadratic equation. No, it's a quadratic equation, because what this means is s square plus 0s plus 2. The only thing is that the coefficient of s has become 0 here. So it is a quadratic form. Therefore, I will write f of s can be written as, first is a simple pole s plus 1. For a simple pole, I will write numerator simply as a. And for the next quadratic form, which is s square plus 2, I will write this form. I will write this form. So I will write, it is going to be bs plus c. You might be right. You might be thinking, sir, why bs plus c? I already told you that the coefficient you can name as any variable. The coefficient like a and b, c, you can write a1, a2, a3. You can write anything. The only thing is that we have to find it out. Okay. Now this is equal to, so this is equal to, now I am going to cross multiply. So it is a into s square plus 2 plus bs plus c into s plus 1, and the denominator is going to be s plus 1 into s square plus 2, which is same as the function 3s plus 1 divided by s plus 1 into s square plus 2. Now comparing coefficients, no, first we have to write it. Therefore I will write the square terms, which is as square, then the power of s, which will be b. Okay, let me first write it in expanded form. So in expanded form, I will get a square plus 2a plus bs square plus bs plus cs plus 1. What I have done, I have expanded this equation. Okay, that should be equal to 3s plus 1, or I can write 3s plus 1 just like in previous equation. I can write it this side. Therefore I will write 3s plus 1 is equal to this one. Okay, and this again I can combine the power terms together, so I will get a plus b for s square. Similarly I will get 2, not 2a, sorry, b plus c. For s terms I will get b plus c. So I will get b plus c for s terms plus 2a plus 1. Therefore the first equation that I will get is a plus b is equal to 0, which is my first equation. Why? Because the coefficient of s square here is 0. Okay, and the second equation is b plus c is going to be equal to 3, which is my second equation. And the third equation is 2a plus 1 is equal to 1, which is my third equation. Again I can use a calculator for doing the simultaneous equation, or because it's a simple equation, I will get, therefore from 3 I will get a is equal to 0. Okay, if you solve this, what will you get? 2a is equal to 0, therefore a is equal to 0. From 1 I will get, since a plus b is equal to 0 and a is already given to 0, therefore I will get, sorry, I made a mistake here. This should have been c. This should have been c. In that case this will be c, sorry, and in that case this will be also c. Okay, and now here it is slightly difficult, therefore I will have to use a calculator. So how do I get it using calculator? First I will write the equation in proper format. The equation in proper format will be a plus b plus 0c is equal to 0. This is going to be my first equation, okay, which now I will write it as 4. The second one is 0 into a plus b plus c is equal to 3, which is my next equation. And the last one will be 2 into a plus 0 into b plus c is equal to 1, which is going to be my sixth equation. So I can write it in this form. There is no issue. We can solve this and get it in this form. There is no problem, and I can solve this to get the answers. Okay, because I can directly use the calculator, or okay, this can be used for the calculator, or another method is, instead of solving this as simultaneous equation and getting this, I suppose all of you understand how to solve the simultaneous method, how we have found out for the case of mesh analysis. Similar to that we have to do it here. Okay, or another way that we can do this is, I can say a plus b is equal to 0, and here a plus this is going to be equal to 1. Therefore, I will write a is equal to minus b from 1. Okay. Therefore, 2a plus c is equal to 1, which is the third equation. That can be written as instead of a I will now put b. So it is going to be minus 2b plus c is equal to 1. Okay, which is going to be my, let's say, fourth equation. And now I can, from here I can see that c is equal to, from 2 c is equal to 3 minus b, and from 4 c is equal to 1 plus 2b. And now I can equate these two. So I will get 3 minus b is equal to 1 plus 2b, or b, if I am trying to do, I will get 3b is equal to 2, or b is equal to 2 by minus 3, which is minus 2 by 3. So I have got the value of b, and since I have got the value of b, I have already written here that a is equal to minus b. Therefore, a is going to be minus of minus 2 by 3, which is 2 by 3. Now, if I have got a, then from this one I can find out. Therefore, 2a plus c is equal to 1. Therefore, 2a, which is 2 times 2 by 3 plus c is equal to 1, or c is equal to 1 minus 4 by 3, which comes out to be minus 1 by 3. So I've got the three values of a, b, c. One is a is 2 by 3, b is minus 2 by 3, and c is let me see if I have done some mistake here. I have to be very clear this one. Let me just hold on. Yeah, so this one should have been plus. I made a mistake here. This is 3b is equal to 2, so it is 2 by 3. So this is going to be minus, instead of, yeah, so this is 2 by 3, so this is going to be minus 2 by 3, and since this is also minus 2 by 3, this is minus, and this here becomes plus, so it becomes 7 by 3. Sorry. So it is 7 by 3. So therefore, now I can write, therefore f of s is in quadratic form. First is a, because if you remember, we had written a. Yeah. So a is what? A is minus 2 by 3 divided by s plus 1, plus b is 2 by 3 s, plus c is 7 by 3 divided by s square plus 2. Correct? Which I can further expand it. This one I can further expand it out as 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3 s plus 1 plus 2 by 3 s divided by s square plus 2 plus 7 by 3 divided by s square plus 2. So what I have done, I have split these two. I have split these two into two equations. Now this one can be straight away written as minus 2 by 3. When I take the Laplace, I can write straight away this one as minus 2 by 3 e raised to power minus t u of t. Now what about this one? I am having s square plus 2, and in numerator I am having again s. Here s square plus 2 is there in the denominator, but there is no s in the numerator, isn't it? So I have to take care of that. For that I will look at the chart. So where is s square? Yeah. So here I am having two cases. One is I am having numerator s, and then the denominator s square plus omega square. Here again I am going to have s square plus omega square in the denominator, but there is no s. So when there is no s, I use sine. When there is s, I will use cos. And omega square here will become omega only. in this side, correct? So I will use that form, and now I will write, oh sorry, this got totally jumbled up, let me write it clearly. Same thing, it got slightly mixed up. Okay, so this f of s is going to be equal to, writing it the form, it's going to be a, which is minus 2 by 3 s plus 1 plus b, which is 2 by 3 s divided by s square plus 2 plus 7 by 3 divided by s square plus 2. Okay, now this, therefore this will become minus 2 by 3 e raised to power minus t u of t, that I will write as common, plus 2 by 3 s divided by s square plus 2 square. 2 can be written as root 2 the whole square, correct? So I will write it as, since it is s on numerator, so it will be cos. So cos root 2 t u of t, that I will write it as common. Then 7 by 3 sine, why? Because there is no s on the numerator, sine root 2 t, sorry, commonly I will write u of t, or I can write this as minus 2 by 3. So this is going to be f of t. So here you have to write taking inverse Laplace transform. You have to write that statement. So e raised to power minus t plus 2 by 3 cos root 2t plus 7 by 3 sine root 2t for t greater than 0. Either you write it in this form or you write it in this form. Clear? So that is how we will solve this. Thank you.